Hey guys, I'm Saint here, and I'm gonna, talk about leadership because it's been up for question a lot on Reddit, and I'm basically talking a lot with the team and Liquid 112 is their coach, and just kind of like talking about how I guess I can do it better. Like I feel like leadership is just one of the things that really is gonna set a team like apart from any other. But I start from the beginning. I guess I'm the oldest North American player. Like I actually have a little bit of background on me. I'm not just straight out of high school like a lot of the players. So I had a military background, and like leadership in the military is basically like, hey, you go do this, and if you don't do it, you're gonna get screwed. Like there's no arguing. You just do it, and if you argue, you're gonna get like murdered for it. So that's basically leadership in the military. You know, there's no room for interpretation. There's no room to argue or to talk back. It's just that. So that's actually like where I learned a lot of my leadership from, which of course translates into what I do right after this. I've become, I guess, a pro gamer. And when you're in a team sport, like that doesn't really work out that well. But the funny thing is I joined CLG right after that. And that team, like the way the leadership style there was you argue about everything. Like you just argue, like you could argue about if the milk's gone bad or not. Like you could argue about the dumbest things imaginable. And there wasn't really like a structured leadership into it. It's basically who can argue the loudest and who's gonna have like the last word. So it was like a really toxic environment, and it's just not really healthy. Like going from the military into that, and like these are my two like structured things to go off of before I go into Team Curse. Team Curse has a lot of like players that are feelers and that are like emotionally driven players. They're like players that were on the team like Elements, who if he has a bad day, like he's not feeling good, he's not like happy, probably gonna play like the worst game imaginable. But if he's feeling good, he'll do like some really crisp plays. And Cop is the same way, and I mean I think Edward's like one of the same people too. So we have a lot of feelers on our team, and they definitely need to be like boosted up and stuff like that. And I guess that's where like my leadership needs to be changed, because I don't know, like I have like a lot of negativity, and like I get frustrated, and I mean anybody does, but there's like no reason to, because if I just yell at somebody, like what is it gonna do, you know? Like it's just gonna make them feel bad and they're gonna play even worse. So I guess like I'm probably one of the most passionate people about the game, I think, in the whole esports scene. Like I've taken like 4 days off since I started playing League, like, you know, and I've been playing League for about 2.5 years now. So it's 4 days off of like, I mean, you may not call it work, but it is work. Like you go on the grind, you scrim 8 hours a day, and you study the game, and anything can become work, even if you enjoy it. And I really enjoy the game, and I'm really passionate about the game. And I think something that I need to like instill like my passion in other people, like and motivate them like that. And I've been talking a lot, and we have a guy actually who took a Stanley Cup team to, took a team to the Stanley Cup, a hockey team, and he's gonna come in here next week, or it's the week after, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But we're gonna do some team building exercises, and basically do some like leadership kind of exercises too. And I don't know, like when Elements was on the team, he was kind of like my mediator, and he was like a filter, because like he knows how I operate, and we get into it a lot, but like he'd filter everything out, and he would just kind of like, he was like my way of making people feel better. Like I would say something, he would interpret it, and then he'd like relay it to Cop, and like he'd make Cop passionate. So I actually kind of miss Elements on the team a little bit. I mean, I know it's like a random tangent, like outside of what I've all been saying, but I appreciate like his attributes. Like even if you're not the best player on the team, like each player brings something important to the team, and like that's something also I realize, like the whole leadership thing. But I don't know, like I guess there's gonna be a lot of changes going forward, like how the team operates and runs, and I mean it's like up to me to step up to the plate. So I think it's gonna be really good in the future. Like even though like our record's like bad at the beginning of the season, like I honestly feel like things are moving forward, and they're moving in a good place, and I think that everything's gonna be good. So I mean, we'll see. I hope you guys root for us in the split.